This was one of the projects I worked on today. I've got two in the works right now. I got the servos glued in, little hot glue, nothing fancy. Got the linkages set up on. Didn't have any control horns for the rudders. They don't come with the kit. And I thought I had some here, but I can't find them if I do. One way or another, I have to wait till Thursday till some arrive where I can put a control horn here and do the linkage on this. This is not actually glued up yet. Both rudders will come out if you just pull them out. I've got to run the wire, cut a place for the wire here. A lot of piddly stuff waiting on the parts. This has been glued and bolted. There's a bolt and a nut on the underside, and that side's glued also. The wire's glued in, the carbon fiber spar in the front there's glued in. The other side's glued, of course. And like I say, the other rudder is just fitted in there because, like I say, I have to cut this channel. This wire has to go up to that boom. The other rudder wire and the elevator wire have to go up through this boom. It's just easier to do these servo horns and cut this channel for the wire and all that with this not yet glued on that it is if it's glued up here. So that's why I haven't glued these on yet. I'm going to bolt them like they say and also glue them. Put CA on all of this. Use CA on this one so far. I also did up the ailerons. Servos glued in. Linkages done. Both ailerons. I've got a Dragon Link receiver sitting here and about what antenna length I think will work well. And I've got a 1.2. This is an old ready-made RC one, about 10 years old. Let's see why it couldn't be used as long as it works. I think I'm going to put in there. I can't remember where I used this before, but I must have used it someplace before. There was a 1.2 on the flame wheel for a while. I think there was a 1.2 on the F450 up there too at one point. That's too many years ago to remember. I would like to mount the Dragon Link in this orientation and put me a heat sink on here to blow in the breeze, but can't quite figure out how to do that. The foam left here is not very thick. I may be able to get away with it. Dig it down a little on this end. But then I need to get to that USB connector from time to time for firmware updates. So I'm going to have to think about that one. It does just kind of fit better in this orientation. I have the RC connector on one of these, and then the telemetry coming out this one. Got all that to wire up. That's what will take the most time. But that does let me get to that USB. I'm going to have to think about that one. Not in any hurry here. Not real thrilled with the proximity of the receiver and the 1.2 video transmitter. It's not only the antennas that radiate, and this antenna would be further out here, but it's the actual units themselves, the receiver and the transmitter here, that radiate energy frequently. That's why they're frequently put in a can like this so they can pass the FCC tests for emissions. And the can's also for a heat sink to dissipate heat. And this one, of course, originally came in a big can. Quite a big can. This is the second one of the old ready-made RC original 1.2s that I've got. And this is just so heavy, it ain't even funny. It'd be huge to try to put in that wing, but that's what we used to fly. This was probably what was on the flame wheel. This was also done up. It's been used before. Got my old address on it. Back in the day. Wow. But this is just another one of these taken out of this. And this is just done for heat sink. So I can put a heat sink on this in this area and let it blow in the breeze. So I'm still kind of figuring out what I'm going to do there. Just as a side note, the reason that's on there is back, oh God, 7-8 years ago when I got my ham license so I could legally fly the 1.2, you were required to put your name, address, and your call sign on every piece of equipment you own that used that frequency under penalty of having it confiscated by the FCC, if only because you didn't have it labeled. So you could be out flying this without this label on it, and the FCC come along and check you and find that you were completely legal with everything except for having this label on each piece of equipment that used that frequency. Therefore, they could confiscate it. And some of them are real turkeys. First thing is just don't do anything enough to get somebody bitching about being stepped on with radio frequencies or whatever, and get the FCC even coming out near where you are at to begin with. But I digress. I think with that antenna, I may have enough distance between the two antennas, and we'll just see if the two components actually leak radio frequency enough to mess with each other or not. I don't know anything else to do. So I do still have the couplers on the wings to glue up right here for the booms. Probably do that tonight after dinner. I've almost got dinner ready. There we go. So I might do these up tonight. I don't know. After that, it's basically the fuselage. And the only thing I've thought about on it is GPS is going to go in here, this area again. Camera system. I think I'm going to go with that nose and put a camera here. Perhaps different than what I have on the Skyhunter and Mini Talon. I have to check into that. Other than that, I think I've got everything here. Motor, ESC, props, flight controller, GPS, airspeed sensor. Yeah, probably put the airspeed sensor in the nose again. Don't know. Might put it in the side, or it might be more out of the way. That hole's a little bit of a problem. We'll see when I get that out. So, guess I have to start figuring out the layout. Figure out where the CG will be on that fuselage, and start kind of laying out the wiring for the flight controller. You know, I think I like building better than flying. It's kind of a toss-up. I do like making all this stuff. All right, let me go back upstairs and check my dinner. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait to do these portions of the build here until after I get my wiring done for the servos. I've got one servo extension that came with the kit that will do good from probably the flight controller all the way back through the boom for the elevator, but I'm going to have to make up the two for the rudders. So I need to get that wiring through this area before I start gluing this up. So I won't be doing that tonight. So I'm going to just call this day 2 for the mini Skyhunter. And I had a second project going on today at the same time I was doing this that I might show you. I have to think about that one. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.